Please rise for the processional. Please remain standing. Dr. Christopher B. Roberts, President of Auburn University.
War Eagle. Welcome to Auburn University's Summer 2023 Commencement. We will begin our ceremony with the presentation of the colors. Gentlemen, I ask that you please remove your headdress for the singing of the national anthem. March on, the colors. Elliot Player, a senior graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Music and Voice, will lead us in the singing of our national anthem. Elliot?
What so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Elliot. Retire the colors. Please be seated. Before we begin our program, I'd like to introduce some members of our party, our platform party, and as I call your name, please stand. Mr. Timothy Vines, representing the Auburn University Board of Trustees, and Dr. Vinnie Nathan, Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs. Mr. Marc Walley, President and Chief Executive Officer of Forest Investment Associates, a 1985 Auburn alumnus and today's commencement speaker. Ms. Lou Ann Hart, President of the Auburn Alumni Association. And Mr. John Wagner, Secretary to the Board of Trustees. Dr. Bobby Woodard, Senior Vice President for Student Affairs. And Dr. Stephen Taylor, Senior Vice President for Research and Economic Development. Dr. Taffy Benson Clayton, Vice President and Associate Provost for Inclusion and Diversity, and Dr. George Flowers, Dean of the Graduate School. Dr. Paul Patterson, Dean of the College of Agriculture. And Dr. Karen Rogers, Interim Dean of the College of Architecture, Design, and Construction. Dr. Todd Story, Associate Dean of Academic Affairs in the College of Forestry, Wildlife, and Environment. And Dr. Susan Hubbard, Dean of the College of Human Sciences. Dr. Jason Hicks, Dean of the College of Liberal Arts, and Dr. Greg Neuschwander, Dean of our College of Nursing. Dr. Edward Thomas, Dean of the College of Sciences and Mathematics, and Dr. Shali Zhang, Dean of the Auburn University Libraries. Dr. Ben Farrow, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs and International Programs in the College of Architecture, Design, and Construction, and Dr. Maggie Hahn, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs in the College of Sciences and Mathematics. Dr. Carolise Hunt, Associate Dean in the College of Nursing, and Dr. Amy Wright, Associate Dean for Instruction in the College of Agriculture. Dr. Jonathan Bolton, Holofield Professor and Chair of the Department of English in the College of Liberal Arts, and Dr. Anarunda Belsair, Assistant Professor of Disease and Ecology in the College of Forestry, Wildlife Sciences, and Environment. Dr. Lisa Kensler, Chair of the University Senate, and Emily and Arlise Chuck, Endowed Professor for Educational Leadership in the College of Education. Lieutenant Colonel Laura Fryer, Commanding Officer, Army ROTC. Commander Quincy Hoshard, Executive Officer, Naval ROTC. Lieutenant Colonel Michael J. Quinn, Commanding Officer, Air Force ROTC. And Dr. Kevin Wang, Assistant Professor in the School of Fisheries, Aquaculture, and Aquatic Sciences in the College of Agriculture, and this evening's mace bearer. And Dr. William Powell, Professor and Director of Choral Activities in the Department of Music in the College of Liberal Arts. And Mr. Jason Harbison, Assistant Director of the Office of Trademark and Licensing, and he'll serve as today's announcer. And Mr. Stephen Geis, Interpreter for the Deaf in the Office of Accessibility. Please help me in providing a round of applause to these university leaders. And now for the reason that we're here. Would our candidates for graduation please stand and be recognized? That's all of you. You are an extraordinary group of students, and I feel that most of you would not be here without the help of the people that are in this arena, or those that are watching on live stream, or perhaps those who are here in spirit, who have encouraged and supported you throughout your time at Auburn. So I would like to ask our graduates to give a big Auburn thank you to your family and friends who helped make today possible. Please be seated. This is indeed a momentous day in the life of our graduates and our university. The opportunity to come together and celebrate the achievements of our students is very special, an occasion that I know none of us take lightly. Since Auburn's founding in 1856, more than 320,000 students have earned degrees from this institution. Today, we will add exactly 1,441 more to this prestigious group. Of course, these figures represent more than just the number of students who have crossed this stage. They demonstrate the impact that Auburn graduates have had and continue to have on our state and our nation and our world. An impact made possible only by students like you who will continue to illustrate the words and the values that are in the Auburn Creed wherever your life takes you. Whether you're graduating with your bachelor's, your master's, or your doctorate today, you are now among our institution's greatest ambassadors. And you reflect the unique qualities that define what it means to be an Auburn graduate. The degree you earn today is more than just a piece of paper. It symbolizes the opportunity and the obligation to use the qualities and the skills that you've acquired to impact the lives of others. And while you may not recall every paper you wrote, every exam you took, or every project that you completed, each of you leaves this arena with two of life's most important lessons: resilience and resourcefulness. Your capacity to use knowledge to solve problems and embrace change and find opportunities in the face of adversity and to be a resource to others are some of the most defining virtues of an Auburn education. I congratulate you for this. Our commencement speaker is no stranger to these values, and I imagine he developed these skills while he was a student at Auburn, and probably more likely as a phone operator at the FOI information desk in the 1980s. Some of you remember how the FOI information desk used to operate. And we still have the FOI information desk today, but our graduates today know a more modern version of this, and they often turn to Google. Is that right? But the version that I bet your parents remember was the old school FOI desk. Long before the internet, when Google took the human form of the FOI information desk, an Auburn rite of passage was that students, or anyone, could think of the most obscure question, call the information desk, and try to stump the operator, who, as legend has it, was required to give an answer no matter how long they put you on hold, and while they either found the actual answer or maybe even just made one up, no one really knows. I think most of the time they got it right. From his days at Auburn to his many years as a leader in the forest investment industry, Marc Walley's portfolio has effectively combined his vast knowledge of sustainable forest practices with his resilient ability to steward resources and, more importantly, to source solutions. As the Chief Executive Officer of the Forest Investment Associates, one of the most influential forest investment firms in the world, Marc and his team manage a portfolio that spans 2 million acres of timberland investments valued at more than $4.5 billion. If the thought of that isn't daunting enough, add in external factors like fluctuating global economies and shifting client needs, and despite all of these ever-changing variables, Marc consistently exceeds FIA's goals and delivers results due to, in large part, to a leadership philosophy that's built on core values of trust, expertise, and integrity. Understanding that trust is the true currency of all relationships, Marc and his team strive to maintain a reputation of authenticity and integrity that is largely reflected in their work. Whether managing forest carbon emissions to improve the quality of life or planting forests for future generations, Marc has developed an operational framework that delivers resourceful and resilient solutions to communities and clients. This is primarily due to his emphasis on placing people over profits and culture over competition. Not bad for a guy whose appreciation of the natural world was largely nurtured in the backwoods of Alabama and Tennessee by his parents, including his father, a chemical engineer who later became an Army physician, and his mother, who was a teacher. His appreciation for science and nature eventually led him to Auburn, where, like all of you, he was immersed in a campus experience that integrated academic rigor with leadership and lifelong connections. Following his graduation, Marc joined Scott Paper Company, where he learned the business side of managing forest lands and honed his extraordinary abilities to direct operations and lead people. By the time he joined FIA in 1994, he was well on his way to becoming a prominent industry leader, known for his vast business knowledge, natural resource experience, and an ability to build client-focused teams. With more than 30 Auburn graduates in his family, get that, 30 Auburn graduates in his family, that's something, including his wife, who he met here as a student, and both of his daughters, who would be hard-pressed to find a greater Auburn ambassador. Marc continues to be a resource for our institution through the gifts of his time and his talents, and more importantly, his legacy of planting trees under whose shade he never expects to sit. Please welcome Mr. Marc Walley, today's commencement speaker.
Well, good afternoon, and War Eagle. Thank you, Dr. Roberts, for that kind introduction. And thank you to the other distinguished Auburn leaders that are here today. You know, I would be remiss not to recognize my family, who is here as well, some that are actually over here and others that are watching us on live stream. It is truly a privilege to stand before you today to celebrate the Auburn University class of 2023. You know, in 1985, I was seated where you are this afternoon, And on multiple occasions since then, I've sat where your family and your friends are now, including when my wife, our 2 daughters, multiple siblings, nieces, and nephews graduated as well. But I can tell you what, my perspective from this vantage point is a new one, and it's one that honestly I never really dreamed of having. On May 10th, 1984, I walked from where I lived on Armstrong Street in a house fondly known as The Rock by the 6 of us guys who lived there, over to the Hill dorms for my first date with my future wife, Penny, who lived at Molly Hollifield Hall. I got to tell you, I really splurged that evening, and I took her to the free movie, which was The Big Chill at Langdon Hall. And as we started our walk across campus, you know, I was trying to think about how to break the ice and what to say. Well, Penny, who never thinks before she speaks, she said, "So, a forester, do you plan to be a park ranger or help Smokey the Bear put out forest fires?" I did the same thing you guys did. I kind of responded to that question with a nervous chuckle because honestly, I wasn't exactly sure what my future as a forester held. We were married 16 months after that first date, and over time, and with quite a bit of hard work, we figured out the answer to that question together. For a present, on our 3rd Christmas, she gave me a beautiful 14 by 26-inch framed version of the Auburn Creed that she cross-stitched, replete with Sanford Tower at the top. And it is hung in a prominent place in our house ever since. You could safely say that our family believes the words of the Auburn Creed are on par with the Declaration of Independence and the Gettysburg Address. The message is timeless, it is iconic, and it is profound. The words in the second sentence, and you all know these by now, I believe in work, hard work, have resonated most with us over time. For many years, I thought of hard work in terms of my job, or our business, or, a task requiring endurance and hard physical labor. As I've grown older, and hopefully a little bit wiser, I have come to appreciate that our creed also says we believe in the human touch. And furthermore, I've come to appreciate that it takes work, hard work, to apply and develop the human touch in our lives. Intention, commitment, and work are not only required for professional success, but for successful relationships, whether those are at work, in a marriage, with family, or with friends. I've had the good fortune over my career to conduct many job interviews, but I have never conducted a job interview where the candidate asked me, "Now, Mr. Walley, how little effort can I put into this job and still reap all the benefits of being employed here?" Now, that obviously is a preposterous question, but we should be equally dismayed if that's our attitude about relationships. All great endeavors are characterized by hard work, and so it goes with the human touch as well. The most significant support and richest rewards in my life have come from personal connections I've formed. Let me give you an example. Years ago, I was looking at some forest land in the low country of South Carolina as a potential investment with a fellow forester, Sam Carlson, whom I had just met. Sam lived in Charleston, and his company is a business partner of ours. We were returning from the woods, walking back to our pickup truck, walking down a dirt road bordered by a fence, when Sam stopped, and he gestured over at a wooden fence post, and he said, "Mark, what would you say if we spotted a turtle sitting on that fence post?" I was kind of unsure of how to answer, and with a grin, he replied, "Well, the most we could say about that turtle is that he probably didn't get there by himself." And that is very true of my own story. Over the years, Sam and I had many more walks in the woods together. He became a great friend and mentor. Now, Sam is not an Auburn man, but he's a very proud Georgia Bulldog, and that might be his only shortfall. While our companies are business partners, our real passion is angling with the fly rod, and we have done a trip together every fall for 30 years. You know, I'm profoundly grateful for people like Sam who have supported me, who have challenged me, who have celebrated good times with me, and who have cried with me in the bad times. Rest assured, you will have good times, and you're going to have some bad times. Peaks and valleys are just part of the journey, and sometimes they come unexpectedly. The phone call I received from Dr. Vinnie Nathan, our provost, inviting me to speak to you today was unexpected and clearly the honor of a lifetime for me. It was a peak in every conceivable way. 2 days later, I received another unexpected phone call from a mutual friend of mine and Sam's. He said, "Mark, I have some bad news. Sam died this morning." You know, that moment was a valley. We don't know exactly what happened to Sam. He was healthy, he was active, he was full of energy, just a little bit older than me, but he simply collapsed in the woods one Friday morning while inspecting a logging job. And despite quick action by the logger to revive him, and shortly after by the EMS crew that arrived on site, he was gone. 3 weeks before Sam passed, my wife and I were in Charleston, where I had the honor of officiating my nephew's wedding. And that would be one of those nephews who also graduated from Auburn, walked across this stage in 2016. So a pretty neat, different sort of honor. But you know, our lives were extremely busy leading up to the wedding, and packing another commitment into an already hectic time was a stretch. And I can tell you it was not convenient. But you know, we made a point to go a day early so we could have dinner with Sam and his wife. Little did we know that would be the last time we saw him, and how thankful we are that we made that extra effort. You know, there is a lesson here for us all. The human touch requires extra effort. It requires hard work. We talked today about being connected with our smartphones and Zoom calls and social media. And while these wonders of technology are certainly useful and on balance have made our lives much better, they can be transactional in nature if we're not careful. Genuine relationships are transformational. The influence of others can shape our lives and make us better, and we can do the same for others. Real connection is made with the human touch. It is authentic, it laughs and cries, says I was wrong, it asks how it can help, is generous, and it's humble. I think the human touch is a power virtue that unfortunately can be overlooked in this nonstop, me-focused world. It will take you further, sustain you longer, and bring you and others more joy and happiness than anything I can think of. It is more important today than ever, and it is in you. It is part of your Auburn experience. It is woven into your Auburn DNA. The human touch is the Auburn touch, and the world needs it. I challenge you to pass it along, to share it, and to work as hard at the human touch as anything else in your life. Congratulations, Godspeed, and War Damn Eagle.
It's an amazing message. What a wonderful message. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mark. Now it's my pleasure to invite our provost, Dr. Vinnie Nathan, to the podium to recognize several groups of students who are graduating with academic honors.
Thank you, Dr. Roberts. War Eagle. Good afternoon. First, I would like to recognize those students graduating with honors based on their cumulative grade point average. Students with a grade point average between 3.4 and 3.59 graduate cum laude, and I ask our cum laude degree graduates to please rise and be recognized. Please be seated. Students with a grade point average of 3.6 and 3.79 graduate magna cum laude, and I ask our magna cum laude graduates to please stand and be recognized. Please be seated. Students with a grade point average of 3.8 and above graduate summa cum laude, and I ask our summa cum laude degree graduates to rise and be recognized. Please be seated. Would all those who have earned a distinction with the Honors College please rise and be recognized? Please be seated. Auburn is home to several esteemed honor societies that recognize exceptional academic achievement, including Phi Beta Kappa, our nation's most prestigious academic honor society for graduates in the arts and sciences, and Phi Kappa Phi, our nation's oldest and most selective collegiate honor society for all academic disciplines. Would all graduates who are members of Phi Beta Kappa and Phi Kappa Phi please stand and be recognized? Finally, I would like to recognize our military service members. Would all active duty and veteran service members in the audience, as well as our graduates who are being commissioned into our military services this weekend, please stand. Thank you for your service to our country. Please be seated. Thank you, Dr. Roberts.
We now come to the conferral of our degrees and the introduction of our student marshals. Would Dr. George Flowers, Dean of the Graduate School, please come forward?
Good afternoon. Would all the candidates for the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy please rise? Trustee Vines, President Roberts, and Provost Nathan, on behalf of the graduate faculty, it is my pleasure to present these doctoral candidates for the conferral of their degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as a member of the Board of Trustees of Auburn University, I do now confer upon each of you the doctoral degree to which you are entitled, with all the rights, privileges, and obligations thereunto pertaining. Please be seated.
The Doctor of Philosophy is the highest degree awarded in the Academy of Universities. Part of the tradition associated with the awarding of this degree is a special ceremony involving the presentation of a doctoral hood. Would the major professors of the doctoral candidates please escort your graduate to the stage to be hooded as Mr. Harbison calls their name?
Dr. Shaniqua Linnea Williams, hooded by Dr. George Flowers. Dr. Alucci Linda Arrow, hooded by Dr. George Flowers. Dr. Heather D. Weaver, hooded by Dr. John Bolton. Dr. Robert B. Brissy Jr., hooded by Dr. Sonny Stalter Pace. Dr. Jinhai Wang, hooded by Dr. Rex A. Dunham. Dr. Stephanie Francisco Velasquez, hooded by Dr. D. Allen Davis. Dr. Chun Hao Wei, hooded by Dr. Alicia Douglas. Dr. Gregory Allen Johnson II, hooded by Dr. Todd Story. Dr. L.A. Boskabadi, hooded by Dr. Hung Woo Kim. Dr. Sanket Shyam Kanekar, hooded by Dr. Tanista Banerjee. Dr. Sarah Bethany Ramirez, hooded by Drs. Steve Dobson and Todd Story. Dr. Hufei Zhang, hooded by Dr. Jeff Huang. Dr. Julia Marie Salamat, hooded by Dr. Pandugula. Dr. Eric Stephen Crosby, hooded by Dr. Tracy Whitty. Dr. Courtney Leanne Hess, hooded by Dr. Stephen Shapiro. Dr. Melissa Catherine Miller, hooded by Dr. Shapiro. Dr. Megan Ann Robinson, hooded by Dr. Ramesh Jagannathan. Dr. Eugene Ajay, hooded by Dr. Devis Najoliak. Dr. Mariano Mora Pereira, hooded by Dr. Ann Woolridge. Dr. Jordan Alyssa Gillespie Smith, hooded by Dr. Jeff Katz. Dr. Adam Anthony Davila, hooded by Dr. Katz. Dr. David Alexander Martinez Rodriguez, hooded by Dr. Manuel Chamorro. Dr. Rebecca Lauren Nance, hooded by Dr. Bruce Smith. Dr. Susan Margaret Justice, hooded by Dr. Kim Mullenix. Dr. Gwendolyn Grace London, hooded by Dr. Melissa Blair. Dr. Andrea Petruska, hooded by Dr. Rudiger Hauk. Dr. Kang Bong Truong, hooded by Dr. Jingjing Quan. Dr. Emmanuel Otabo, hooded by Dr. Peng Zhang. Dr. Elijah Thomas Johnson, hooded by Dr. Ming Kuo Lee. Dr. Dalton Ethan Monroe Biddleman, hooded by Dr. Hal Shank. Dr. Joan Mary Morris, hooded by Dr. Shank. Dr. Henry James Hershey, hooded by Drs. Russell Wright and Dennis DeVries. Dr. Adam Fifley, hooded by Dr. Marcelo Carota. Dr. Stephen Williams, hooded by Dr. Edward Thomas, Dean of COSAM. Dr. Sean Patrick Sperlin, hooded by Dr. Evangelos Mioros. Dr. Emily Elizabeth Claveau, hooded by Dr. Mayortis. Dr. Sanauer Warsey, hooded by Dr. Elena Jacobson. Dr. Chelsea Marie Smith, hooded by Dr. Arthur Appel. Dr. Kara Britton, hooded by Dr. Haruka Wada. Dr. Brittany Katrina Hall, hooded by Dr. Maggie Hahn. Dr. Wenqui Hao, hooded by Dr. Shu Wang. Dr. Haolong Wong, hooded by Dr. Wang. Dr. Erin Marie Cooper, hooded by Dr. Francesca Adler-Bader. Dr. Olivia Irene Nichols, hooded by Dr. Mona El Sheikh. Dr. Brian Timothy Gillis, hooded by Dr. El Sheikh. Dr. Raven Livingston, hooded by Dr. Ben Hennett. Dr. Ebony Marshall Robinson, hooded by Dr. Vina Shaframan. Dr. Alondra Pastance-Sheely, hooded by Dr. Tanisha West Albert. Dr. Anna Kraletic, hooded by Dr. Dan Swantek. Dr. Thomas Quincy Wilmore, hooded by Dr. Swantek. Dr. Nabin Pudel, hooded by Dr. Surasha Gornshesh. Dr. Jai-Yi Liu, hooded by Dr. Jinyan Fan. Dr. Jin Wang, hooded by Dr. Nanan Liu. Dr. Yifang Wang, hooded by Dr. Liu.
Please join me in congratulating these new doctoral graduates. Now, would all the candidates for master's degrees please rise? Trustee Vines, President Roberts, and Provost Nathan, on behalf of the graduate faculty, it is my pleasure to present these master's candidates for the conferral of their degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as a member of the Board of Trustees of Auburn University, I do now confer upon each of you the master's degree to which you are entitled, with all the rights, privileges, and obligations thereunto pertaining. Please be seated.
Graduates will come forward as Mr. Harbison calls their name.
Madison Taylor Spack. Lauren Brooke Cook. Courtney Higgins. Julia Holly. Morgan Virginia Limbach. Catherine Ann McIver. Surya Deepika Garagu. Krista H. Fink. Pritam Mitra. Mary Tina Yan. Eric Michael Mahan. Jacob Alexander Addison. Donald Patrick Rainey. Laura D. Reynolds. Luisa Gonçalves Lazaro. Jingyi Li. Faith Anastasia Shannon. Charlotte Rebecca Tuggle. Yilidar Yilifina. Wendy Kennedy Peacock. Imara Abubakar. Reed Henry Williams. MD Shakir Mazo. Jamie M. Roten. Ashley Snowden Johnson. Kelly Marie Giddens. Jenna Brown. Brian James Brooks. Miranda Rose Solano. Jessica Nicole Patrick. Shadi Athamna. Moiz Azam. Munib Ahmed. Gail Hudson. Jamie Hampton. Christopher Almendares. Jorge Baneas. Jorge Romero. Saeed Herrera. Marco Reyna. Emily Ann O'Connor. Emily Ann Feldworth. Emma Catherine Shelton. Daniel Udochi. Sarah Grace Ellis. Kaniz Afroz Tani. Geraldine Marie Love. Amani Dotson. Mary Catherine Russell. Ashna Adakari. Wilson Christopher Clark. Livleen Kaur. Aliyah Yegafarova. Tara Danielle Neely. Cecilia Zane Drummond. Madison Marie Williams. Joshua Alexander Soto. Akiana Riyad Reynolds. Jacqueline Marie Cox Kemp. Madeline Lee Whitesell. Jenna Lindsay McKay. Evelyn Alexandra Bastani. Madison Nicole Winter. Giovanna Vega de Almeida. Tamaya Marie Tolbert. Jada Aaliyah Henderson. Hannah Olukwari Bamingola. Joseph Seth Welch. Laura Rodriguez. Young Jin Oh. MD Riaz Udin. Farzana Zinat. Sharaf Anika Hoke. Mariana Priscilla Harding. Abdulmalik Abiyodan Alabitipupu. Jace Ever McCauley. Katie Elizabeth Rose Corbett. Madison Marie Corson. Virginia Ellis Zorn. Rachel Hollingsworth Phillips. Anna Holloman. Samaya Rockman. Beatriz Noguera. Paula Nakazawa. Alan Sung-Hoon Jong. Amelia Clarice Greider. Ivy Nicole Thweet. Alejandra Veliz Chavez. Rachel Lynn Fifley. Zhe Chun Wong. Samuel Frazier. Shanae Natasha Douglas. Michael Robert Joseph Pipkin.
Let's congratulate all of our new doctoral and master's graduates one more time. We now come to the conferring of our undergraduate degrees. Would the deans of our colleges come forward and present their student marshals and their candidates approved by the faculty and recommended for the appropriate undergraduate degrees? The candidates of each college will stand when presented and then be seated. We will begin with Dr. Paul Patterson, Dean of the College of Agriculture. Dr. Patterson.
Good afternoon. Would Lillian Claire Tucker please stand? On behalf of the College of Agriculture, I am pleased to introduce our student marshal, Lily Tucker. Lily is from Westport, Connecticut, graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Environmental Science, a student with an unwavering passion for the environment and sustainability. Lily was involved in several student organizations that promoted environmental issues to Auburn students. These experiences, along with her coursework, will undoubtedly benefit her work this fall when she begins her volunteer work for the Peace Corps in the Philippines, performing coastal resource management. During her time at Auburn, Lily was also served as president of Plant-Based Plainsman, vice president of the Crop, Soil, and Environmental Sciences Club, and was the coordinator for the Bees Garden. Please join me in congratulating Lily. Now, would all the bachelor's degree candidates from the College of Agriculture please rise? Trustee Vines, President Roberts, and Provost Nathan, on behalf of the College of Agriculture, it is my pleasure to present these students for the conferral of the bachelor's degree.
Please be seated. Dr. Karen Rogers, Interim Dean of the College of Architecture, Design, and Construction.
Good afternoon. I'm honored to introduce our student marshal, Jordan Payne. Originally from Helena, Alabama, Jordan is graduating today with a Bachelor of Science in Environmental Design. Jordan has a lifelong interest in architecture and the built environment, and her decision to major in environmental design has allowed her to deepen and hone her interest in sustainability. In addition to being named to the Dean's List every semester, Jordan was an active member of the Environmental Design Student Organization and served as a College of Architecture, Design, and Construction ambassador. She will join Niket Architecture and Design in Birmingham following graduation. These experiences will undoubtedly benefit her as she works toward realizing her plan to get a graduate degree in architecture and eventually start her own practice. Her ambition is to have an enduring, positive influence on the built environment by changing the way that buildings are designed and constructed using sustainable methods. Please join me in congratulating Jordan. Would all degree candidates from the College of Architecture, Design, and Construction please rise? Trustee Vines, President Roberts, and Provost Nathan, on behalf of the College of Architecture, Design, and Construction, it is my pleasure to present these students for conferral of the bachelor's degree.
Please be seated. Dr. Todd Sturry, Associate Dean of the College of Forestry, Wildlife, and Environment.
On behalf of the College of Forestry, Wildlife, and Environment, I would like to introduce our student marshal, Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth, stand up, please. Hailing from Heflin, Elizabeth is graduating with her second bachelor's degree in Wildlife Ecology and Management after earning a Bachelor of Science in Biology from the University of South Alabama. With a passion for learning and the outdoors, Elizabeth volunteered to help graduate students conduct research, participated in summer practicum, and was involved in several student organizations, including the Wildlife Society. Following her graduation, Elizabeth plans to begin a career in wildlife biology, hoping to one day work for the state of Alabama in the wildlife sector. Please join me in congratulating Elizabeth. Would all degree candidates from the College of Forestry, Wildlife, and Environment please rise? Trustee Vines, President Roberts, and Provost Nathan, on behalf of the College of Forestry, Wildlife, and Environment, it is my pleasure to present these students for the conferral of the bachelor's degree.
Please be seated. Dr. Susan Hubbard, Dean of the College of Human Sciences.
Would Molly Still please stand? On behalf of the College of Human Sciences, I am pleased to present our student marshal, Molly Still. A native of Birmingham, Molly is graduating today with a Human Development and Family Science degree. While at Auburn, she was involved in the Human Development and Family Sciences Professional Club, a National Society of Leadership and Success, volunteered as a sexual assault crisis hotline advocate, and completed a practicum with our Auburn's Marriage and Family Therapy Clinic. Most recently, Molly completed an international internship at Colegio Aliatada in Cordoba, Spain. Following graduation, Molly will begin working on her master's degree in clinical mental health counseling with plans to become a licensed counselor, where she hopes to work with teenagers, college students, and young adults. Please join me in congratulating Molly. Would all degree candidates from the College of Human Sciences please rise? Trustee Vines, President Roberts, and Provost Nathan, on behalf of the College of Human Science, it is my pleasure to present these students for the conferral of the bachelor's degree.
Please be seated. Dr. Jason Hicks, Dean of the College of Liberal Arts.
On behalf of the College of Liberal Arts, I would like to introduce our student marshal, Diani Bashti Bailey. Please stand. Deani is originally from Graysville and is graduating today with a Bachelor of Science in Health Services Administration with a minor in Business Administration. An active student, Deani was involved in nearly a dozen student campus organizations, including the Hospitality and Healthcare Administration Organization, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Student Government Association Representative for the Black Student Union, the NAACP, Campaign and Budget Manager for Miss Auburn, the Tiger Excellent Scholar Program, and the National Panhellenic Council. After graduation, Deani plans to enroll in the Accelerated Master's Program in Nursing at the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Please join me in congratulating Deani. Would all the degree candidates from the College of Liberal Arts please rise? Trustee Vines, President Roberts, and Provost Nathan, on behalf of the College of Liberal Arts, it is my pleasure to present these students for the conferral of the bachelor's degree.
Please be seated. Dr. Greg Neuschwander, Dean of the College of Nursing.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the faculty of the College of Nursing, it's my pleasure to introduce our student marshal, Caitlin Gillespie. Originally from Madison, Caitlin is graduating with 2 bachelor's degrees today, one in nursing and one in Spanish. Inspired to be a nurse by her grandmother, Caitlin will begin her career as a bilingual nurse in the emergency department at Children's of Alabama in Birmingham. Eventually, Caitlin plans to complete her sexual assault nurse examiner certification and attend graduate school to pursue a career in forensic nursing. While pursuing her degrees, Caitlin was active in Emerge, the Spanish Club, Abide, the Student Nurses Association, the Pediatric and NICU Club, and the College of Nursing Student Ambassadors, among several other student organizations. Please join me in congratulating Caitlin. Will all degree candidates from the College of Nursing please rise? Trustee Vines, President Roberts, and Provost Nathan, on behalf of the College of Nursing, it's my pleasure to present these students for the conferral of the bachelor's degree.
Dr. Edward Thomas, Dean of the College of Sciences and Mathematics.
On behalf of the College of Sciences and Mathematics, I would like to introduce our student marshal, Candace Jones. Candace is from Huntsville and is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Sciences. During her time as a student, Candace worked to support the college through her work as an undergraduate learning assistant and researcher while volunteering in the campus community and beyond. She contributed to several campus organizations, including the Black Student Union, Alpha Epsilon Delta, Circle K International, and the Auburn University Makers. After graduating, Candace will begin work as an optometry technician at Eye Care Associates in Huntsville and plans to attend optometry school in the fall of 2024. Please join me in congratulating Candace. Would all degree candidates from the College of Sciences and Mathematics please rise? Trustee Vines, President Roberts, and Provost Nathan, on behalf of the College of Sciences and Mathematics, it is my pleasure to present these students for the conferral of the bachelor's degree.
Would all candidates for bachelor's degrees please stand? By virtue of the authority vested in me as a member of the Board of Trustees of Auburn University, I do now confer upon each of you the bachelor's degree to which you are entitled, with all the rights, privileges, and obligations thereunto pertaining. Please be seated.
Graduates, you will now come forward to be introduced as Mr. Harbison calls your name. Audience, please hold your applause until all the names have been called. It was worth a shot.
Lillian Claire Tucker. Pearl Rebecca Simmons. Benjamin Cawthon Hester Jr. Matthew Ryan Gallinger. James Hunter Crook. Reed Austin Cacaro. Michaela B. Walker. Randolph Trammell Church Jr. Jordan Ray Payne. Jackson Riley Smith. Bennett Anderson Thompson. Haley Rose Seymour. James Logan Grant. Jacob Hayes. Colin Reed Daughtry. Joe Neal Douthit. Austin Michael Lewis. Ezra Lane Burks. Hunter Waddell Winkler. Jonathan Ryan Kay. Hannah Michelle Catherine Raby. Will Nuns. Grace Madison George. Justin Thomas Kuznets. Walter Chandler Bowling. Virginia Williams. Salvatore Christopher Keith. Ian Michael Sorrells. Hunter Blake Souders. Brennan Caden Marsh. Joshua Gage Botcher. Kristen Brooke Plato. Kennedy Irina Pemberton. Hunter Blake Royal. Hayden Harris Anderson. William Joseph von Eschenbach. Andrew Wilson Parks. William Maxwell McDonald. Scott Thomas Jacobsy. Alexis Elizabeth Warner. Kirby Spraggins. Parker Asa Deaton. Jared Richard Nelson. Parker Wise Orlowski. David Myers Aguirre. Harrison Carnes Kirby. Austin Davis Suttle. Robert Grayson Brown. Calvin Mark Nowell. Aaron Francisco Arcio Orozco. Carter Keith Bowens. Judson Dean Wall. Adeline Grace Hill. Jason Mark Sego. Jared Douglas Hill. William Sherrill Wade. Xixing Xiao. William Hayden Parker. Kurt Nathaniel Benson. Reed Samuel Sanford. Parker Howard McKinstry. William Gaines Levitt. Owen Philip Pfeiffer. Justin Jolly. Jacob Clifford Rowell. Elizabeth Ruth Taylor. Raul Cabrado. Charles Nicholas Hagan. Trevor Ross Carson. Davis Nelson. Abigail Grace Green. Joseph Jackson Meadows. Hannah Lauren Ellison. Allie Nicole Anderson. Jackson Caldwell Taylor. Anthony James Kingsmore. Molly Lorraine Steele. Julia Amelia Viscusi. Carson Glenn Smith. Margaret Naomi Bristow. Laura Ashley Morris. Christy Tia Rodriguez. Andrew James Mercier. Megan Marie Smith. Sarah McKenna Kunkel. Hannah Elizabeth Tremblay. Rachel Elizabeth Snyder. Dozier Alexandra Dansby. Abigail Catherine Hunt. Mary Claire Sykes. Megan Elaine Patterson. Emma Gail Chapman. Lauren Lene Lewis. Courtney Elizabeth Hand. Kyla Grace Reichel. Marin Davis Shipman. Bella Cameron McCurry. Ashley B. Tyson. Catherine Fowler. Lakin Denise Nix. Alexandra Rose Tyre. Paris Ann Manis. Emma Camille Grant. Ashlyn Elizabeth Salvatore. Catherine Marie Blackburn. Anne Elizabeth Yoakum. Jordan Lynn Evans. Emma Catherine Gaston. Cameron Young. Madison Elizabeth Rachel Luther. Julian Alexander White. Rachel Marie Worthy. Xiang Li. Dione Vashti Bailey. Emily Christine Espenson. Ashley Nicole Mulan. Megan Mackenzie Aman. Sarah Benton Gilbert. Avery Grace Friday. Courtney Elizabeth Arnold. Jesse Xavier Allen. Taylor Michelle Harms. John Mark Scott. Sienna Nicole Grady. Lydia Grace Martin. Caitlin Denise Gillespie. Anna Catherine Shaddix. Harrison Lynn Beavis. Natalie Elise Smith. Hu Wei Hong. Trinity Rossetti Carter. Bennett Robert Wilson. Samuel Kenneth Kellogg. Dylan Jean-Claude Abuhaif. William Elliott Youngblut. Mitchell Allen Carr. Luke Thompson Alexander. Abby Catherine Cummings. Sarah Catherine Wills. Kristen Rose McWhirter. Morgan Jean Doonan. Abigail Christine Brannon. Grace Elizabeth Roberts. Mackenzie Lynn McCoy. Keaton James Helm. Zoe Lauren Mitchell. Lily Michelle DeGiorgio. Melody Christian Rathel. Nicholas Keyshawn Welcher. Brooke Marie Koki. Hannah Elizabeth Jasper. Anna Collins Branch. Mackenzie Lane Whitehead. Megan Flint. Victoria Grace Pelham. Mary Elizabeth Ray. Carson Craig. Davis Bence Carroll. Kendall Catherine Waltman. Mackenzie Grace Moore. Doxine Mong. Justin Monroe Bailey. Yilong Zhu. Luke Patrick Darwich. James Garrett Hallmark. Marion Shannon McMillan. Emma Claire Childs. Caitlin April Busbin. Avery Catherine Vardaman. Madison Grace Haley. Riley James Zepp. Victoria Lynn DeMaio. Hannah Jewel Smith. Lauren Andrea Marshall. Jordan Gabrielle Beverly. Harper Madison Payne. Tori Elena Paulson. Samuel Harrison Weber. Jared Bryant Falk. Elizabeth Rachel Miller. Hannah Ellen Robinson. Aaron Lewis Sheely. Elliot D. Player. Gabriella Lane Kammerer. Young Lyles. Austin Ryan Pickens. Brooke Ashley Bryan. Ashlyn Nicole Martin. Patrick Bryce Spurrier. Lyle Anthony Singletary. Thomas Stephen Pakin. William Dodds. Luke Michael Singer. Gentry Luke Osborne. Olivia Leah Kidd. Noah Landon Irwin. Logan Brian Buckman. William Reed Herford. William Justin Turner. Reed Allen Hughes. Bryant A. Smith. Wilson J. Chris II. Leilani Marie Connolly. Juhun Jujong. Joseph Luis Arias. William Alexander Nunn, Jr. Alyssa Danielle Kelly. Mary Caroline Johnston. Ainsley Catherine Rouse. Peyton Elizabeth Bodette. Taylor Joseph Hartley. Caitlin Denise Gillespie. Abigail Grace Hall. Patricia Brooke Melvin. Anna Elizabeth Harris. Hannah Madeline Phillips. Hannah Campbell. Ellen Louise Ferris. Lauren Marie Greider. Molly Ann Morris. Carmen Elizabeth Stepp. Beverly Hodges Fight. Elizabeth Day Herring. Julia Christine Sanders. Madeline Elizabeth Hall. Anna Catherine Evans. Avery Lee Scott. Lauren Brooke Hogan. Lindsay Kate Glass. Jacqueline Nicole Beal. Ashlyn Lovelady. Ashley Bolton. Angela Williams Gibson. Brianna Woodfin. Diana Britu Gist. Terry Melissa Vaughn. Lauren Marie Rice. Grace Elizabeth Amina Harris. Abby K. Miller. Ashley Grace Boyer. Rebecca Suzanne Pascal. Elena Beth Gaster. Nancy Claire Brown. Allie Westbrook Couch. Chase Alexander Prater. Reagan Elise Solman. Suzanne Taylor Langford Pruitt. Aaron Matthew Atwood. Spencer Grant Gilland. Brydrequis LaShondre Watkins. Trenton Jeffrey Thompson. Jacob Wayne Evans. Allison Carey. Kristen Bethany Johnson. Elizabeth Shirley Swanson. Amanda Grace Peringer. Emily Tatiana Seaman. Caroline Frances Moss. Kyla Chriselle Thomas. Mary Walton Blomley. Addison Grace Rawls. Sarah Elise Renshaw. Peyton Ellen Grantham. Riley Nicole Faison. Catherine Matheson Parma. Cayman Pierce Smith. Jordan Andrew McCaleb. James Wiley Roundtree IV. Jackson Garner Duke. Anna Grace Dabbs. Sanders Ann Cage. Lacey Nicole Tillery. Allison Carol Bishop. Sarah Rebecca Underwood. Anna Camille Self. Delaney Catherine Tinsley. William James Potter. Emily Jo Rush. Ellie Bush. Abney Carter Brown. Sarah Elizabeth Goodwin. Caroline Grace Causey. Mary Frances Green. Hannah Caitlin Delacio. Macy Lynn Caldwell. Mary Catherine Atchison. Sarah Jane Morton. Emily Grace Pierce. Isabella Riley DeMarco. Sophia D. Collins. Taylor Lauren Bird. Olivia Tatum. Nicholas Chase Stocks. Patrick Cole Handel. Mackenzie Lee Keeler. Zoe Anna Rizicki. Hannah Grace Pope. Allie Grace Satterfield. Josephine McKenna Bauer. Grace Ann Money. Caroline Reese Bolton. Madeline Chandler Davis. Sophie Catherine Elizabeth Milling. Rachel Therese Forbes. Michaela Christie Adams. Kate Nisa Nantes Agina. Caitlin Courtney Neal. Savannah Nicole Rowley. Carolyn Cheyenne Kahn. Layla Rose Hasbrock. Laura Elizabeth Fields. Cassidy Dawn Percopile. Lexi Ann Shanrock. Helena Ryan McComiskey. Cecilia Gale Strickland. Shelby Marie Truitt. Maura Piper Lyle. Margaret Elizabeth Stahl. Catherine Meredith Campbell. Carson Ann Milhoff. Halea Annette Harmon. Carson Ann Crow. Candace Adize Jones. Tara Sine Underwood. Gracie Leanne Brown. Brooke Elizabeth Wilson. Shania Marie Holly. Delea Crawford. Madeline Claire James. Kristen Lynn Calvert. James Argo Mays. Mark Estrada. Kaylin Brianna Dunn. Courtney Elizabeth Hedman. Delia Rose Thompson. Bailey Eugene Watson. Carson Chandler Dobbs. Cassidy Lynn Ambrose. Victoria Ann Martin. Isabel Nicole Swanner. James Earl Cobbs. Morgan Keller McCaig. Kirsten Elizabeth Ward III. Anna Catherine Rose.
That was a blast. At this time, I'd like to ask Ms. Luann Hart, President of the Auburn Alumni Association, to offer our new graduates an official welcome. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Hart.
Thank you, President Roberts. Congratulations and War Eagle. Now that you've completed the academic requirements and earned your Auburn University degree, you join a group of alumni who, like you, believe in work, hard work, honesty and truthfulness, and a spirit that is not afraid. This class has seen so much throughout your time at Auburn. A global pandemic, not being able to surround yourself with loved ones or to travel, taking online classes. You've survived and you are coming out of Auburn stronger than ever. Now you're here and you're ready to face the world. You've worked hard, but you will work harder and do more than you ever thought was possible. While much of the world has changed, much remains the same. Your education and your knowledge will take you farther than you can dream. And the lasting relationships you formed with each other will only grow further. Auburn University alumni have used their degrees to serve others, to better their communities, and to succeed in ways they never would have imagined on the day they wore their cap and gown. I have no doubt each of you will do the very same. As you head out into the world, remember, Auburn will always connect you to each other. Whether you stay in the loveliest village or move across continents, there are plenty of ways to stay connected to the Auburn family. Today, as president of the Auburn Alumni Association, it is my honor to officially welcome you as Auburn alumni. I am so proud and honored to share this day with you. It is my hope that each of you will always believe in Auburn and love it. Congratulations again, and War Eagle.
Congratulations to all the graduates whose degrees were conferred this afternoon. Graduates, on behalf of our entire university, we thank you for choosing Auburn. It's been our pleasure to serve you as educators, as mentors, and frankly, as your friends. May you experience a truly successful life. You may now turn your tassels to the left. We will conclude our ceremony with the singing of the alma mater, led by Aaron Sheely. Aaron is making Auburn University history as the first senior graduating with a Bachelor of Music in Commercial Music and Voice. I'm happy to share that Aaron recently accepted a position at Enterprise High School as Assistant Director of Choirs. Please stand and remain standing until the platform party has recessed from the stage. Would everyone please rise?
Sun-kissed sky.
Thank you for joining us, and congratulations to our graduates. We ask that all graduates exit the arena floor, and guests make your way to the main exits. Please join your graduates at the meetup tent located in front of Wallace Hall.